In this episode of Financial Literacy for Beginners, we're going to talk about how to get out of debt for good. Cue the intro. Some of y'all are not going to like what I'm about to say right now, but I'm going to say it anyway, because I'm going to tell you how to get out of debt. We're going to go through the process of how to get out of debt, and it's not easy for some people. This is not going to be easy for some people because some people are going to want to hold on to what they are doing right now and not going to want to follow these steps because it breaks what they're already doing. But that's okay. We're going to talk about it anyway. The first thing you need to do to get out of debt for good is you need to stop doing what you're doing. If you are in a situation where you are living above your means, you are, in credit card debt, you are in school loan debt, you are in all these debts, stop doing what you're doing. Stop living how you're living. Put the brakes on all the things that you're spending money on, put them in front of you and see what they are and really see where your money is going out the door. If you are working, it's a very good thing that you are working. If you have an income from somewhere, if you have a consistent income, you can get out of debt. But you have to stop what you're doing. That's the first thing. And really put in front of you all the things that you're spending money on and really start to make a real plan of how you're going to spend your money. Your money is your key to getting out of debt. You can take your current income, whatever that income is, because that same income probably got you in debt in the first place. You had that same income when you got into debt. So let's get out of that debt with that income. So take all those things and put them in front of you. Then you need to figure out which things are important. You have to have a place to live. You have to have all those things. But even in those things, even in, where you live and all of that, you still can shave money there. If you are living in a lifestyle that is above your current means, which you are if you are in debt, that means you can change those things by changing your lifestyle. And I know that is the hardest part about getting out of debt and people not wanting to change their lifestyle, change what they're doing. If you're living in a place that's too expensive for you and most of your money is going out the door to your rent and all of those things, you're going to have to pare that down. You're going to have to say to yourself, you know what? I got to change this in order to get out of this situation that I'm in. And I got to make a better decision about how I'm doing those things in the future. Those are the two things that you have to tell yourself and commit to. I need to change what I'm doing and I need to make a better decision or better decisions in the future about how I'm doing these things. Because at the core, that's how you got into the situation you're in. Well, a lot of times we, put the things that we want to do in front of the things that we need to do, and our wants become our needs. And yes, there are a lot of instances where things happen that are outside of our control. Life will throw us curves. You have curves in life that you can't control. And if you're not prepared for those, they'll put you in debt too. Those situations will put you in debt more often than not. And that happens. But if you are in a place where you are living a lifestyle that is taking away from you while you're in those situations of debt, you have to change that. You have to say, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to change what I'm doing so that I can move beyond this place. Everything that you have to pay, that's a deal breaker that you cannot take off the table, put those things in one pile. Everything else, I want you to put it in another pile. And in this pile of things that you see that you can kind of, get around paying right now, I want you to rank those in terms of importance. Put them in a pile and rank them in terms of importance. If you have things that you're paying for that are entertainment based, or, you're putting money that is helping someone else that you can turn those things off, you need to turn them off. You need to stop doing those things because those are the things that are keeping you in debt. Once you get those things together, just go through them and say, okay, this is the top of the pile thing that, has the most importance to me. This is the bottom of the pile thing that has the least importance to me. See if you can completely eliminate some of those things that have the least importance. If, they're just things that you're just kind of doing that are in your lifestyle and make you, feel good about what you're doing, get rid of them. Don't do that stuff. So once you do that and you have those piles going down, you're going to start working on each of those piles in level of importance. This pile, these are your, make or break things that you have to do. So you're going to continue to do those things that you have to do, but you're going to change as much of it as you can, because usually these things you have to do are the things that are taking the bulk of your money, like your housing, your car, all those things that are, in your life that you feel, oh, I have to have those things. They're usually taking the bulk of your money. So what you do is you need to pare down those things and see if you can live in a cheaper version of those things. And I know that's the thing that most people are going to be like, what? You want me to live in a cheaper version of my house? You want me to accept a cheaper version of my car? Yeah, you're going to have to do that, because those are the things that are draining your pocket, and you want to get beyond those things. It's the difference between now making more income so that you can get out of debt and then get into a lifestyle where you can actually prosper financially, versus staying in debt and never getting financially free, never being financially free, never getting to the place of financial freedom, because you're constantly in that cycle of that lifestyle that you're in. It happens to a lot of people. A lot of people don't get beyond that point because they can't do what I'm asking you to do right now. To save your life, to save your financial life, you have to do what I'm asking you to do right now. If you're in financial trouble, you're going to have to change what you're doing. Everything that you're doing right now is keeping you in the cycle that you're in. So something has to change. You're going to either have to change what you're doing, or just it's not going to change. So if you can look at those things and change them, make those changes. And a lot of times what happens is all those things you were thinking, oh my God, I can't do that. I could never do that. I could never get into a cheaper place, or, get into a cheaper car, or, I could never stop going on, my trips every year that are costing me, $20,000. I could never do that. Once you stop doing those things, even for a short amount of time, once you make those changes, even to one of them, and you see the financial impact that it has on your life, it changes you forever. And you start to understand how easy it is to get out of debt and stay out of debt for good. Because once you make those changes and they happen, they come to fruition, that angst of, can I do this? Who's gonna see me doing this? And, how are people gonna feel? And how am I gonna feel about, being in this environment? Once you get past that, you'll start to see that, this is temporary. Everything that I'm, at angst about, it's all temporary. I can temporarily change my life and, go into this situation so that I can then live a better life in the future. And it doesn't take forever. What does take forever, and what you can toil in forever, is if you don't change. People who don't change stay in the same situation forever. You either want to be there staying in the same situation forever, or you want to change and do something better. That's just the way it works. Do one or do the other. I hope this has been extremely helpful for someone. And until we talk again, I wish you health, wealth, and freedom.